This is the KTLA News at 6:30, Southern California's only local news at 6:30.
Our top story, hundreds of gallons of water gushing onto busy Ventura Boulevard.
And this was no special effects movie, but the results of a busted giant water main. Dave Meekum shows us the damage that it caused to several blocks of Studio City.
We're a good 2 city blocks from where this main broke. This is someone's backyard. You see all the mud. And we swing over and look at the fence. You see a water line, all of it very telling.
It's all ruined.
And they're a scene like so many others played out in Studio City, 4 feet high at times. The water and the rest began on Coldwater Canyon. The bigger the two pipes, 64 inches across, was the problem. Then there's late Saturday, early Sunday. In 4 hours' time, one official estimates more water gushed out than has been used on the station fire burning near L.A., at least so far.
The current of the water swept my friend's feet right under him.
Robert Lee's home was about the first hit. He lives just across the street and witnessed millions of gallons of water rushing by. And then there's how it is inside.
So what happened was the water started pouring from here and just gushed right into this room, covered it in seconds.
It was just gushing up, and water was just literally rushing down the street. It was weird. I just walk out and it's like a river in our street. It's like, okay, how did that get there?
When you go down this block, I guess my house is the last low point, and then the house right next to me didn't get touched because it goes up again. And none of these houses got touched.
A good 3 blocks away, still south of Ventura Boulevard, the Labor Day party is canceled. No one's jumping in, and a moment captured like that seems to sum it up.
Just a mud fest. My guest house is underwater. Was up to, when I got home last night, it was about up to my waist.
What do you think about this?
Well, you know what? It's a problem for the area, but this main was installed in 1914.
So a problem for taxpayers, too. This old infrastructure, it's rearing its head. This is a stretch of Coldwater Canyon south of Ventura is expected to remain closed till at least Tuesday. And so what used to be a driveway looks like the bottom of a river. It is going to be a long road for a lot of people in Studio City. Back to you in Hollywood.
All right, and you are looking at a live shot right now from Studio City where workers continue to clean up the mess there. We expect this to take several days, as we mentioned in the story there. An evacuation center has been set up at Milliken Middle School at Magnolia and Sunny Slope for people who can't stay in their homes tonight. LAUSD schools in the valley start the fall semester on Wednesday.
Now, if Coldwater Canyon is not reopened by then, there really could be an additional logjam of traffic for parents that are driving their kids to area schools. So definitely stay tuned to KTLA, and we'll bring you the very latest on the situation in Studio City for this water main break on Coldwater Canyon.
In other news tonight,
a huge water main break in Studio City causes a muddy mess. It floods streets and damages several cars, homes, and businesses. Good evening, I'm Alicia Lane. Officials say it will take days to repair the broken water main that ruptured last night. It broke on Coldwater Canyon Avenue at Dickens Street, just south of Ventura Boulevard, sending waist-deep floodwaters gushing onto the city streets and leaving plenty of damage in its wake. NBC4's Ted Chen has the latest.
By noon, DWP crews were still pumping water out of a large sinkhole on Coldwater Canyon.
A couple of video games underwater.
And residents like Jay Cohen were surveying the damage. His pool is a swamp. His guest house and playroom were flooded, destroying thousands of dollars in toys and electronics.
That outlet right there was underwater and it was still on. All the computers and everything were running. And when I picked that black one up in the back, I got zapped. I mean, real bad.
The culprit, a 64-foot water main that broke around 10:40 p.m. Saturday on Coldwater Canyon just north of Ventura Boulevard. Thousands of gallons gushed out onto surrounding streets. By daybreak, they were a muddy mess, as were several homes and businesses, including high-end clothing stores whose floors were still wet and caked in mud.
It's an absolute disaster. So we have 20 tenants, 25 properties here that are just all flooded. So it's just an absolute mess, unfortunately.
With the economy, it's been so bad. You know, sales have been a little quieter in these past few months, and then to have this on top of it, where now we're losing a few days of business, and God knows how long we'll be out.
Overnight, the water was waist deep on Ventura Boulevard and on Dickens Street, just 1 block south. Cars were floating down the street, and at some point, this carport collapsed. The Los Angeles Department of Water and Power says age is what likely caused the main to burst. The pipe was built in 1914.
So the line is actually in fairly good condition, even though the age is 1914.
Okay, if it's in fairly good condition, then why did it rupture?
Well, it's got sections, you know, it depends on the corrosivity of the soil and electrolysis and a few things that occur, you know, and you cannot predict these things.
Okay. The main carries water from the Los Angeles Reservoir in the North Valley to the Franklin Reservoir north of Beverly Hills. Crews were replacing it, but we're about 2 years away from getting to this section. Okay. Small consolation to the Cohens and their children.
Called them and told them that it looked like a beach in the front.
Wow. What are you thinking now? How are you feeling about all the stuff that you lost?
Mad.
Ted Chen, Channel 4 News, Studio City.